The video grabs you and is disturbing to watch. Attack dogs chained and running to exhaustion in a futile attempt to reach each other. It's just one of 3 exhibits the Guggenheim in New York is removing from a show titled Art and China After 1989 Theater of the World. Art created between the time of the Tiananmen Square protests and the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Another video exhibit shows decorated farm animals mating in front of a human audience. And the third is a live display of insects and reptiles by Chinese artist Huang Yongping. It was planned that a local pet store would replenish this exhibit periodically as the entrapped lizards and bugs died off or devoured each other. Ben Williamson is with People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, one of several groups opposing the exhibit.
If it happens in the wild, sure, that's their home. This is where the animals live. But to have that in an art museum for our own amusement, it beggars belief, really, in the 21st century that this is still going on.
Protesters marched outside the museum this past weekend, and an online petition drew more than 500,000 signatures in a matter of just days. Now the museum is backing down, releasing a statement that reads, in part, "The Guggenheim regrets that explicit and repeated threats of violence have made our decision necessary. As an arts institution committed to presenting a multiplicity of voices, we are dismayed that we must withhold works of art." And that decision has drawn criticism as well, notably from Chinese artist Ai Weiwei, not involved in this show, who called it tragic that a museum cannot exercise freedom of speech and would be forced to limit its offerings. The museum has not provided details of any specific security threats and says freedom of expression will remain a paramount value moving forward. Activists say the Guggenheim has done the right thing.
It's not art, it's cruelty to animals, and it should be rightly left out of our art museums.
The art pieces in question have been displayed elsewhere, but when the show, funded in part by a U.S. government agency, opens in New York next week, these troubling and powerful metaphors for life in modern China and the modern world won't be on display. Alan Schauffler, Al Jazeera, Washington, D.C.